Hello students, welcome to the another session of Bridge course. I am Utkarsh, Assistant Professor at AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, Pune. In this session, we are going to learn about the forest ecosystem. So let us go through the objectives of this session. First, introduction to forest ecosystem. Second, the structural features of forest ecosystem. Third, the components of forest ecosystem. Fourth, the characteristics of forest ecosystem. Fifth, the uses of forest ecosystem. And sixth and the last will be summary of the entire topic. So let us go through these topics one by one. In a simple layman's term, if you want to introduce the forest ecosystem, it is an ecosystem of forest and resources. Forest, as we all know, are the renewable natural resources. It comprises of soil, animals, insects, microorganisms, and birds, which are the most important interacting units of forest ecosystem. The forest ecosystem is a part of terrestrial ecosystem. A forest is a large and complex system and has a greater species diversity. Similar to any other ecosystem, it comprises of abiotic and biotic components. Abiotic components refer to the inorganic materials like air, water, and soil. On the other hand, biotic components include producers, consumers, and decomposers. Let us understand the structural features of forest ecosystem. There are mainly two structural features, which are species composition and stratification. Let us understand this term in a detailed manner. Species composition. It refers to the identification and enumeration of plant and animal species of forest ecosystem. Stratification, it refers to the vertical distribution of different species which occupy different levels in the forest ecosystem. Let us understand this topic by looking at the various examples. For example, every organism occupies a place in an ecosystem on the basis of source of nutrition. For example, trees occupy the top level, shrubs occupy the second level, and herbs and grasses occupy the bottom level. If you overall look at the Indian topographical climate, the forests occupy about 18 to 20% of the total land area, which is quite large in number. Let us understand the various components which plays a very crucial role in forest ecosystem. Without these components, the forest ecosystem will not nurture. The first component is productivity, second, decomposition, third, energy flow, and fourth, nutrient cycle. First, productivity. Plants are also the producers in forest ecosystem. There are two types of productivity in forest ecosystem, mainly primary and secondary. Primary productivity means the rate of capture of solar energy per unit area over a period of time by the plant during photosynthesis process. Primary productivity is further divided into GPP, which is gross primary productivity, and NPP, which is net primary productivity. Secondary productivity means the rate of absorption of food energy by the consumers. Second, decomposition. Decomposition is an extremely oxygen requiring process. In the process of decomposition, decomposers convert the complex organic compound of detritus into inorganic substances such as carbon dioxide, water, and nutrients. Detritus, in a simple layman's terms, can be defined as remains of the dead plants such as leaves, barks, flowers, and also the dead remains of animals, including their fecal matter. The steps which are involved in the process of decompositions are fragmentation, leaching, catabolism, humidification, and mineralization. All these processes is very much essential for successful decomposition. Next, energy flow. Energy flows in a single direction. If you take a look in forest, energy flow can be broken down into radiant energy and non-radiant energy. Firstly, the plant captures the solar energy and then transfer the food to decomposers. Organic of different trophic levels are connected to each other for food and thus form a very complex food chain. Energy pyramid is always upright because energy flows from one trophic level to next trophic level, and of course in this process some energy is always lost due to the heat. Next, nutrient cycling. Nutrient cycling refers to the storage and movement of nutrient elements through various components of the ecosystem. This occurs as animal and plant consume nutrients which are found in soil, and these nutrients are released back into the environment via death and decomposition. There are two types of nutrient cycling, which is first gaseous and second sedimentary. For gaseous cycle like nitrogen and carbon, atmosphere or hydrosphere is a reservoir. For sedimentary cycle, earth acts as a reservoir. Now let us understand the second part of the topic, which is the various characteristics of forest ecosystem. The first characteristic is biotic and abiotic component. Second, seasonal variation. Third, deciduous or evergreen in nature. Fourth, canopy layer structure. Fifth, attracting the bird species, animals, insects and reptiles. And last will be soil fertility. Let us understand the first characteristic of forest ecosystem, which is biotic and abiotic components. Biotic components of forest include producers, consumers and decomposers. Producers are mainly herbs, shrubs and trees. A wide variety of grasses, ferns, creepers, berries, herbs and etc. are found in forest ecosystem. Second will be consumers, which are further divided into herbivore and carnivore. Herbivore animals such as deer, elephants feed on grasses or shrubs. Bugs, beetles and so are feed on grasses and leaves of the trees. Carnivores like tiger, lions and foxes consume their prey largely by predation. There are also large number of predatory birds such as eagle and kite. Third will be decomposers. Decomposers, as we know that bacteria and fungi are already there. These are very much essential for the decomposition process of both plant and animals. Second will be abiotic component. The abiotic component of forest ecosystem include air, which is rich in oxygen, water contained in several water bodies and organic and inorganic compounds in trees and soil, as well as dead remains of plant and animals. Climatic factors such as sunlight, temperature, rainfall and humidity play a great role in determining the flora and fauna in forest ecosystem. In temperate forest, the climate change a lot from summer to winter. On the other hand, in tropical forest, the climate remains constant throughout the year. And that is the reason water keeps on circulating in the forest ecosystem. Next will be seasonal variation. The forest ecosystem largely depend on the seasonal variation of the country or region in which they are situated. They are much more adaptable and resistant to change in weather as compared to wetlands and grassland. For instance, tropical rainforest receive heavy rainfall, whereas temperate rainforest experience all 4 seasons and mild rainfall. The factors which affect the seasonal patterns are air temperature, solar radiation, and soil water content for ecosystem nature. The most important reason for seasonal variation is the air temperature due to the large emission of gases which are very much harmful for the environment. Next will be deciduous or evergreen in nature. A forest can be either deciduous or evergreen by nature. For example, evergreen forests are so dense that the sunlight does not reach to the ground surface of that. On the other hand, the deciduous forests are not dense as compared to the evergreen forest. Another key important point of difference is deciduous forests are known for shedding their leaves during the winter season. The evergreen forests remain green, as the name suggests, throughout the variable changes of the season. In India, evergreen forests are found in Andaman and Nicobar Island, north of eastern state, and some of the western slope of western Ghats. Deciduous forests are found in Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, etc. Next will be canopy layer structure. Canopy is one of the most distinguishing characteristic of forest ecosystem. Canopy trees are able to photosynthesize relatively rapidly due to the abundant light, as it supports the majority of primary productivity in forest. A dense canopy layer will always protect you against various barriers like wind, rain, snow, preventing them to reach the forest floor. On the flip side, they also protect and enable shelter for various plant and animal species. Some forest ecosystems are marked by different kind of canopies layers such as treetops, upper canopy layer, lower canopy layer and forest floor. Next will be attracting the bird species, animal, insect and reptiles. As we all know, in a forest all these kind of activities happen on day-to-day basis. It provides a favorable condition to many animals, insect and wildlife species, due to which these species are highly attracted to the ecosystem they have been provided. In stark coordination, the ecosystem provides multiple options for these species to survive and grow securely. For example, tropical forests are ideal habitat for wide array of wildlife species. Next important characteristic of a forest ecosystem will be the soil fertility. How fertile is the soil is the characteristic that varies among the different forests on which the different ecosystems are located. In temperate and tropical deciduous forest, soil is very fertile and enriched with various nutrients, whereas the soil for boreal forest is acidic to the falling of conifer on the forest floor. In the tropical rainforest, soil is less fertile because there is continuous rainfall which is happening, which is mainly responsible for leaching of nutrients. The association between forest vegetation and fertility of soil is very much essential because the growth of the forest will very much dependent on that. Now let us understand the various uses of forest ecosystem. First, absorption of greenhouse gases. Second, it purifies the air. Third, enrichment of the soil. And fourth, they provide economic benefits as well. Let us understand these uses in detail. First, absorption of greenhouse gases. As we all know, forests act as a carbon sinks in the ecosystem. They store the carbon dioxide which are released, and it helps in maintaining the temperature of the earth. Greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane and etc. are very much essential for the temperature increase in the atmosphere. Tropical forests alone harbor a huge amount of carbon. Second, it purifies the air. Forests act as a giant lungs which purifies the air in the atmosphere by removing CO2. Trees absorb odors and pollutant gases like ammonia and sulfur dioxide out of the air. These toxins are trapped inside the leaves and the barks of the trees. Third, forests enrich the soil as well. The various microorganisms which are present in the soil convert the biodegradable material to simpler particles that can be utilized by the plants again. Trees, as we all know, have very strong roots that hold the soil intact in case of natural calamities like flood or prevent the soil erosion as well. Fourth, forests do provide the economic benefits as well, like wood, timber, raw material, vegetables, fruits, which have significant economic value. The timbers which are used in construction and are also used to make furniture as well. Wood is also essential in the production of paper. The simple rubber which we get on day-to-day basis are extracted from trees, which is used to make several products as well. Now let us summarize the topic in all. The forest ecosystem is a complex mechanism of interaction between various living organisms and their environment. It has a diverse range of flora, fauna, and ecological processes. Forests are vital component for Earth's biosphere, which plays a crucial role in maintaining ecological balances, regulating the climate, and supporting the biodiversity as well. Forest ecosystems are comprised of diverse array of components like plant species, animal communities, fungi, bacteria, and other microorganisms. Additionally, forests provide important ecosystem services such as oxygen production, carbon sequestration, and habitat provision for wildlife. In short, if you want to define the forest ecosystem, it comprises of various small components of natural world, offering a wealth of ecological, economic, and social benefits as well. If we want to protect the future generation, we must protect the forest as well. Thank you.